Hey out there! I'm over here at the Kingsburg house. Haven't mentioned this house in a while because although I've been doing some stuff behind the scenes on this house, there really wasn't anything interesting going on to make a video about it. But yesterday I got the CO inspection. You need the CO. The CO stands for Certificate of Occupancy, and you need that in order to either rent the house out or to sell the house. The town issues the CO. I've made videos about some difficulties that I've had with getting the CO on some properties. I'm just going to mention one so you know why I used to get a little anxious about them. I'm not going to mention the town because I have 3 houses in that town. But on one CO inspection, it failed, and one of the reasons why it failed was because it was missing a piece of molding in the closet. Are you kidding me? So, if you think I'm like, I don't know, too dramatic about getting the COs and how anxious I used to get about them, that's one of the reasons, because it feels like sometimes, depending on the mood that the inspector is in that day, will dictate if you pass or you fail. Anyway, the inspection went smooth yesterday and it passed. So I should be able to rent this house out within the next couple days as long as everything down at the township, the paperwork goes through. Now, yesterday I didn't get that anxious about the CO inspection, and you know why? Because I got two letters, the big white envelopes in the mail, saying that I'm getting audited from the IRS. Ah! You know, I don't think anybody enjoys getting a letter like that. So I open up the letters and I see something about, you've been randomly selected. I don't know the exact wording, and we're going to be looking at your 2019, 2020 tax returns. It wasn't that good of a couple minutes. I was like, I got to go clean out the bank accounts. Maybe move to Venezuela. I don't know why Venezuela. Called up my accountant. He said, send me over what you got. He still hasn't gotten back to me. But the funny thing is, the CO inspection over here at the Kingsburg house, all of a sudden, wasn't that big of a deal. So if anybody's received a letter from the IRS, did I tell you I got 2 letters from the IRS? Yeah, they got to send 2, like it's an extra zinger. Hey, the one's not good enough, so let me really hammer it home. But if you've ever gotten one of those, you get into a panic. Maybe you didn't. I did. For like 15 minutes. I start picturing, you've heard those stories where they seize all your assets, you're going to jail, community service. Well, not community service, because I did community service when I was a kid, but I told everybody I was volunteering. It was really community service. So I really never went there. Anyway, you know what I mean. You start panicking. And that's what happened to me for like 15 minutes. And then it went away. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I'm going to enjoy talking to the IRS agent. I'm not going to enjoy going to the IRS. But I got into a level of like calm and almost like peace. Now, I have a ritual in the morning where I say some prayers. And I know that the term God, it scared me in the beginning. So I'm just going to refer to my prayers going out to the universe, a higher power or something. They've made the difference in my life, like a huge difference. And I'm not saying that I sit for an hour with my legs crossed and I'm doing some kind of a mantra, chanting. I'm not saying that. And if somebody does, no offense. For me, it's pretty simple. I say thank you. I acknowledge the gratitude that I have for everything that I have in my life. I pray that I'm a better person, that I think of others more than I think of myself. I've learned these over the years, and it's proven to be successful, and it's really helped. However, I've implemented this one other little thing. I'm laughing because when I say it out loud, it's almost silly. For the past 3 weeks, almost a month, I've been doing I've added this one little thing in there. And it is, God, please help me remember to not take myself too seriously. And, the words themselves, say a lot. I don't want to take myself too seriously. But really, when I come across a difficult situation or a stressful situation, like getting a letter from the IRS, or 2 letters. I told you it was 2 letters. It stops me in my tracks. And it instantly brings me back to reality. Like, other people have gone through this and they've survived. I'm really a pretty honest person. I'm not brutally honest, but I'm pretty honest. So what's the IRS going to have on me? And then, here's the funny part. So it really helps me day in and day out to ground me into what's important and what's not important. And most things aren't that important. So that's where it really helps me. But then here's the funny part. This morning I wake up and I was like, I almost go to the opposite side of the spectrum. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing that they're auditing me because I think I forgot a lot of deductions. I'm not going to tell Diane that, but I had this picture of going into the IRS office and saying, hey, listen, first of all, how do you have time to be auditing people? Don't you owe like millions of people their refunds still? How do you have time to be meeting with me? I'm probably not going to go that route initially. But I think I might really look at all my documentation and see where I missed some deductions, like mileage and home office and all these little things that I never really put into my tax returns, where I know people do, but I wasn't really that into taxes back in 2019, 2020. I am now. I'm gonna be too. Anyway, here's my point. My point is, and I don't like to tell people what to do or anything else like that. I like to say what I do and what works for me, and then maybe if somebody wants to grab onto that, maybe they could do it themselves. But the fact that I must say it 4 or 5 times a day. God, please help me remember to not take myself too seriously. It's changed. I don't want to sound too dramatic, but has it changed my life? Yes, it's changed my life. And here's a great example. If I made a video and things are all going well, I got all the houses, they're all flowing, I got cash flow coming in, I'm selling this house, I'm picking up this other deal, and things are going awesome. Everybody in my family's healthy and thriving and everything else, and I told you that this little prayer, God, please help me remember to not take myself too seriously, was working. I don't know if we could judge it if everything's going smooth. The real test is when you get 2 letters from the IRS. Anyway, if you've been thinking about maybe trying to implement something small into your life, why not try it? And then hit the comment down below and see if it works for you. Tell me if it works for you.